Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's LinkedIn Live. I'm Christine Shaw. I'm the Assistant Marketing Director here at the Learning Guild, and I am joined by Mark Britz. He is the Director of Conference Programming and Content at the Learning Guild. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Christine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing excellent. Hey, I was noticing your guitars in the background. Did you play recently? They look like they're in a different spot.
Sorry, I have a little echo here. I do not play the guitar. My husband does.
Oh,
So
all right.
that's whose they are, but I haven't played recently. He has, but not me.
So, okay, very good. You should pick it up. It's quite enjoyable.
Okay, good to know. I did try it, in elementary school music. They made us all try to learn, but I did not do so well.
Very good. So you just married into it. Okay, I get
That's right. That's right. He has all the musical talent. I do not.
it. Very good. All right. So what are we here to talk about today?
Yes. So we are going to talk about the DevLearn program, and I know that you're working on it, but let everyone watching know, where are we at with the DevLearn program? What's going on so far?
Yeah, great question. So the CFP closed recently, which means that the team and I have started our review process. So we have hundreds of submissions to go through in the next month to help build this really robust program. It's a grueling but enjoyable process. We get to see all the creative ideas that are happening in the community. And most importantly, it's fun to see like the real work that people are doing. And that's what they're bringing forward in the submissions that are there. So next couple of weeks, we're going to be really heads down as we start to review all these and have all of our discussions to ultimately build the program and get that out I think in the month of May.
Yes. So I know you talked about real work, and I know you can't say what's finalized, what's going to be on the program, but do you think we're going to see a lot of real work and a lot of real examples on the program?
Yeah, it's one of the big things we kind of promoted. Anybody who submitted in the CFP will see we really reinforce that message that we're looking for in the community at large. I mean, again, this goes back to you know this, I know this, that like we collect a lot of data, we have a lot of conversations with people, and one of the things they're always seeking is show me what's really happening out there, what's really being implemented in organizations as learning solutions in various contexts. So I'll tell you the truth, we're early in the process, but we're seeing a lot of that. Not the theoretical, but we're really seeing what's being applied.
Very cool. Is there anything else new that we can expect at this year's event that you can tell us this far?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that is exciting is, and we've had these conversations before, we are the Learning Guild, right? So we're not the L&D Guild per se, right? So really we're saying we're broadening that. And we definitely looked for a lot of submissions of people doing work in areas like customer education, in higher education. We have seen proposals coming in areas of highly regulated industries. So you think about pharma or government, because those contexts really matter. And being able to meet that need as well as the corporate L&D space was important to us. And already we're seeing a lot of sessions coming in, which I think is going to be great because I think it expands the program. It allows people who work in corporate L&D to hear a little bit more about approaches that might happen in customer education, for example, and higher education. So with those type of things coming in, it brings that pool of people together. So I think that's a newer focus this year that I think is going to be really great.
Yeah, definitely. And as a user of software, I really appreciate the customer education that, when we get the demos or the slide decks that help or the tips guides. I think all of that is great, and it's in L&D. Not L&D, but learning, and you might not think of it always.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. I think that's a key point is it's same but different for these professionals. There's a lot of overlap in there, but then there's a lot of techniques and different approaches that I think can be applied across all the different environments. So we're excited about that. Another thing real quick, I would say is our AI Summit. So our AI Summit coming back for, I think, the fourth year. And if you remember, like we go back a few years, when AI first started emerging, the AI Summit, kind of answered the question of what is this and what's taking place? What are these tools? And people were figuring things out. And we've adapted that over the last couple of years to the point now we're looking at more of this year, getting strategic again and looking at adoption through adaptation. So we're building that particular program. So it's new in the sense of what's happening within that wrapper of the AI Summit. to continue to meet the evolving needs of people, seeking information about AI and AI technology in learning.
Yeah, and AI's changed things so quickly. We can't help but change the AI Summit every year. There's going to be something new. There's going to be something different. We almost have to change it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of exciting and also stressful. But, there's so many great partners that we have out there that they're bringing forward their ideas to help with that. So again, we're always a community focused event, and their influence on this has been spectacular.
Excellent. So, are there any, new session types we can expect on the program? What can you tell us so far before it's
Well,
finalized?
that's evolving. Yeah. So I think, if you submitted to the CFP, you had an opportunity to submit in areas like a 45-minute session or a 60-minute session. Those are just duration. So we haven't landed quite yet where we're going to fit those pieces into it. But one of the things that and we could talk about is those 90-minute mastery sessions we had. Yeah, you're smiling because
I love those.
yeah, you have something to say. So the 90-minute sessions were really, really well received. And one of the reasons I think is they allowed for those speakers to go a lot deeper. I mean, 90 minutes is, 30 more minutes than a 60-minute standard type session. But the way the room was set and the way the program was put together, it allowed them to go a little bit more exploratory, a little bit deeper in some of the concepts and techniques they were using. And I tell you, the survey data definitely reinforced that those were really popular. Now you popped your head in a few of those. And what did you see going on?
I did, and I loved them because they were the most innovative conference sessions that I have ever seen. One was on AR, and the people were actually walking around the room with their phones, seeing things on their
Right.
phone that the speaker had set up. It was so cool. Another one was about different types of learning, and they had stations that they were cycling through. I saw people playing a learning game. I just thought it was so cool in all my years of doing conference marketing and going to see the sessions. It was just something so different. It was something so cool. Another one, they were building a chat bot. It was so great. And then I also interviewed some people after to ask what they thought of it. And it was 99% great feedback. They loved it. They loved going in depth. So I thought those were a great addition last year. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen this year with them.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that you nailed it because I think what happens is the people in the presenters in those particular rooms know now they have this a little bit more time to go deeper, right? So that's the key
Mhm.
piece to that is that they can do those things in that space because they can get beyond the demo, they can get hands-on, they can get interactive in that room. So yeah, those are coming back for sure.
Yes, excellent news. I'm so happy to hear it. Is there anything that, is coming back maybe in a little bit different way that you could talk about?
Yeah, I mean, our BYODs will always be there. A lot of people, if you're just catching on to this, bring your own device. Those we're looking to obviously have depth in those areas. So we've always had a lot of sessions that deal with a lot of hands-on with various technologies, and obviously the technology suite that's out there for learning development is constantly changing and growing. And I'm already excited about what we're seeing in that space because I think that's what DevLearn has always been really a core was getting hands-on and talking to the experts, who are leading these things. So building those pieces out and exploring the new tool sets that are coming forward are going to be exciting opportunities for us for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's North America's largest learning technology conference. You do have to have some hands-on technology in there. It makes total sense.
Yep.
And anything else you can tell us? I'm going to keep pressing until you tell
Yeah, you
me.
really are you're really squeezing this one. It's so early, I don't want to tip my hand too much.
Okay, okay.
One thing I'll say is this. I mean, one thing we've learned over the last couple of years, of course, is that a conference, of course, is about the content, and of course, it's about the technology. It's about the sessions and being together. But we've been really emphasizing is the networking opportunities, and I think that time to reflect, to get with your peers, build your network has become a critical piece to the Learning Guild events and why the people come together in that space to enjoy each other's company. So we are looking at different ways to meet, I would say, three levels of social interaction, if you will. And that is informal, semi-formal, and formal ways of networking because everybody likes it a little bit different, right? They want to be able to engage in small groups. They want to engage around various topics, maybe in their industries, or just have that opportunity to bump into the right people. And that is going to be an emphasis again this year at DevLearn, to create that space for those things to happen with just enough structure to make it as meaningful and build those connections beyond the event.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, I will change my question a little bit and ask you
Right.
what you're excited about for DevLearn, since you
Oh,
already
you
give
know,
us a lot of details.
you know, this is a broken record. So anybody out there who knows me really well, it's always been Demo Fest, because, Demo Fest will continue to be a mainstay for us at the event. And I'm super excited, about how the projects come to light, how we share in that particular space. It fills the void of like getting hands-on. Demos are happening. The most innovative projects will be there. So when it comes to me, that's always my bias when it comes to that. It's one of the things I've always been involved in for 10 years with the Learning Guild. And I look forward to once again this year, being able to be on the floor and seeing some of the projects that are happening.
Okay, very
How,
cool.
how about you? It's your
Well,
turn.
I mean, I said the 90-minute sessions, but I just love any sessions that are different than the normal session format.
Yep.
So I really enjoyed also our leadership exchange sessions, which I believe are returning, correct?
PR. Yep.
I'm not tipping too much on that. I'm not giving too much away. So I love those because they're more discussion-based sessions. And what it really offers is a chance for you to not only hear from the speaker like you would in a normal session, but to also hear from your peers.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who haven't been, you sit around in round tables. The speaker kind of introduces the topic, they give their thoughts, and then they'll throw a question out, to everyone. And you can discuss it in your tables, you can get ideas, you can benchmark yourself. And I've also done interviews after those sessions and had so many people coming out saying that they love hearing from not only the speaker, but their peers. I had someone come out of the session and say, I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome before I went into this session. I didn't know if I was doing the right thing in learning. And I walked into this room and I heard all these other people doing the same thing as me and doing slightly different variations. And they're like, it really just helped me feel like, hey, you know what? I'm not an imposter. I do have this figured out. And I love stories like that. And I think they're so powerful.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, I think that's something I hadn't thought about, is like how validating those experiences can be for folks. It's not just coming to learn, it's also coming to kind of subtly benchmark. What am I doing? How's it compare to my peers? And what are little adjustments I can make in that? One last thing I'll mention too is this. We're getting a lot of submissions coming through too from a lot of the consultant community who like to share their knowledge. And one of the things we're seeing is they're bringing clients. So the submissions mean they're bringing in to show real stories of real work and collaboration that are happening with their client environment. So it's not just about sharing their own ideas and approaches and leadership thoughts in that, but it's also about bringing that real work experience, what's happening in the actual environments that they're collaborating with. So those will be exciting sessions as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mark, for giving us as much as you could about the program, and we look forward to hearing more as time passes. But I just want to say, for anyone who wants to register for DevLearn, devlearn.com. We are in the lowest rate that we're going to offer all year. We call it our premier rate. So if you want to register, get the lowest rate. If you need approval to register, maybe start asking now so you'll have it in time to get that lowest rate. Don't leave it till the last minute. So just my little plug on, if you do want to register, we hope you do. We hope to see you there in November. But thank you so much, Mark, for giving us all that great info.
Great questions, Christine, as always. And stay tuned, folks. More information to come.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
See you later.
Have a good one.